So I'm given an expression here, and then I'm asked from the choices down here which expression is equivalent. Well, looking at my answers here, this kind of gives me a hint on what they want me to do. All of these look like distributive property. So if you start off with an expression and end up with something that looks like it could be distributed, that's factoring. So what we're doing here is factoring the expression. And so let's talk about how to do that. So let me write this down. 42 r to the third s to the second minus 35 r to the second s to the third. Okay, so in factoring, it's the opposite of distributing. In distributing, you multiply something in. In factoring, you divide something out. So what I'm looking for is common factors that I can divide out of this. So start with the numbers here. So I have 42 and 35. The biggest factor I can divide them both by is 7. So I'm going to divide them both by 7. Now I come to the r's. R to the third divided by r to the second. Whichever exponent is smallest, so in this case the 2, that's what you can divide out. So I can't divide out more than 2r's because the second term doesn't have more than 2r's to give me. So quick, easy trick, look at the exponents. Whichever one is the smaller, that's what you're going to divide out. And I have to divide both of these by the same thing, okay? Now I go to the s's, s to the second, s to the third. The smaller one's s to the second. So I'm going to divide by s to the second. So now here's what we do to write our answer. I take what I'm dividing out and I write it down, 7r to the second, s to the second. And then in the parentheses, I'm going to put what I get after I divide that out. So 42 divided by 7 gives me 6. R to the third divided by r to the second. Remember, you subtract the exponents, 3 minus 2, so it would be r to the first. I don't need to write the exponent of 1. I can just write r. And s to the second over s to the second, that's just going to cancel out because that's 1. And then 35 divided by 7 is 5. R to the second divided by r to the second, that's going to cancel out. And then s to the third divided by s to the second. 3 minus 2 is 1. So s to the first. And again, I don't need to write the 1. So if I look at my answers, you can see this matches up with answer C. Now, real quick, just let me show you another way that you could have checked your answer here. So well, not necessarily check it, but another way to do it. So if you didn't remember how to factor, but you remember how to distribute, what you could have done, so let me, if you understand what I did, you can stop the video here. I'm just going to show you another way to do it. So if you want to see that, hang around. So what I could have done is taken these answers and distributed in here and see if I end up with the expression that I started with. So what do I mean by that? So if I take this one, 7 times 6 would give me 42. R times that, there's no R there, so it's just an R. And then S times S is S to the second. Minus 7 times 5 is 35. R times R gives me R to the second. And then I have the S there. So I could do that for each problem until I find one that matches the expression I started with. And in fact, if I do that with the last one, so I'll just show you real quick. If I distribute this one, you'll see that I end up with what I started with. So 7r to the second times s to the second times 6r would be 42 r to the third, because I'm adding the exponents, s to the second minus 35 r to the second s to the third. So you can see I end up back where I started. So that's just another way to do it. Keep it up. You're doing great. You will master the math.